It is UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad. And Belal, we talked right after you won the title. It's been a few months now. You're kind of settling in. I just got to ask, like, what's the biggest difference in life as champ? I mean, people treating you different. I mean, I saw you were VIP with Jelly Roll, so you're getting some backstage passes. I mean, what's the biggest difference for you, life as champ?
Nah, Jelly Roll's the man. We knew Jelly Roll beforehand, right? Because shout out to Chef Ian. He even gave me like a FaceTime call before my fight that like hyped me up so good. Like he's so good at motivation and hyping you up. If you ever been to like a Jelly Roll concert, the besides the music, just him just like talking and being real is the best thing. So nah, he's a man. The biggest difference I think is the random people that think you're boys and all this now, and everybody like not they feel like you owe them something, right? Because man, I was cheering for you to be champ. So come over here to my restaurant or come over here and do this for me and that for me. And I'm just like, all right, let me get back in camp so I could use that excuse to sorry guys, I'm in camp. I can't do nothing for nobody anymore.
That's funny, man. Have you treated yourself? I mean, I know you're a humble guy. You're not out there like spending money, going crazy. But have you treated yourself to anything to be like, I'm champ. I should do that now.
Yeah, I mean, I got a what are those things? Oh, yeah, I bought one of those. Not playing, man. No, man, I'm too cheap for anything, man. For me, it's like as long as my family's good and they're happy, that's all I care about. I keep telling myself, yeah, I'm gonna go on vacation, and then I was like, all right, after Ignacio's fight, and then it was like right after Ignacio's fight, they offered me this fight, so I'm like, all right, maybe after this fight, something always comes up, but for me, I'm happiest when I'm in the gym. I'm happiest when I'm training, and I'm happiest when I have like a goal in mind. So to have this set, this is where I'm feeling, at best. Like I can't just sit there and do nothing. Even when I'm not have a fight or anything, I'm always in the gym. I'm always working out. So now I get something for it.
I love it, man. So look, you've always been a humble guy. You've always been a smart guy that understands, what you have to do to get out there and be in the media and talk and those things. Obviously you're great on the mic, but I do wonder if there's any part, because I know what your schedule's like now. Is there any part of you that's like, I don't want to talk to you. You weren't talking to me before. Like, why do you want to talk to me now that I'm a champ? You know what I mean? Like, I know that's not the smart thing to do, but as a human being, is it hard for you to almost be like, bro, you were never asking for an interview from me before. Why am I going to talk to you now?
Oh, 100%. I'm ignoring a lot of these people that are asking me, right? It's like the ones that have been with me since the beginning are the only ones I'm really talking to. So that's the thing, right? I don't really need fakeness. And it's like these people that I know, like, even with like fans, there's so many that act like they're your fans. And then once you lose a fight or this, they're gone. That's the same thing with reporters or people that want to interview you, right? Like they didn't care about you beforehand, but now, oh man, let me have this interview with you, bro. And I was like, you didn't know who I was. You didn't care who I was beforehand. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to my day ones.
That's awesome, man. One last thing before we talk about moving forward. I've seen it a couple times over the year, but I saw it recently. That picture of you and Dana White in 2012 is awesome. Like, I mean, the juxtaposition of, you being the fan back then to being the champ now. But I got to ask you, it finally dawned on me, how the hell did you get that close to Dana? Like, there's no way in 2012 you had enough money to pay for those tickets to be down in the front row to get that picture. So how did that picture even come about?
Bro, when I was younger, I would sneak into so much stuff. Like I used to sneak into Cubs games. I would sneak into the Bulls games. And then yeah, we just kept sneaking all the way down. I was one of those kids that if I saw an empty seat, all right, let me go down a little bit. I don't care who I was at the fight with. I'm like, if I can get closer, I'm getting closer. Even when the first UFC fight I ever went to was at the MGM Grand, and we went to the down to the cage area before the fights in the morning. And then back then they would let like the fighters warm up in the cage. So we were
Right.
all the way down there at the cage, and I'm looking around and seeing if anybody notices, and nobody's saying anything. I'm assuming the security probably thought we were fighters because they're looking at it like, who are these guys? And I'm just standing there staring at the cage, and I think it was like Brian Stan in the cage was like warming up, and I'm just like watching, and then Uriah Faber comes up next to us, and he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, oh crap, this is Uriah. So I'm trying to play it cool and not act like a fan. And he was just like so chill and so nice. I was like, no way he's talking to me like that. And like Stan and them got out of the cage, and we ended up like walking into the cage. We kept inching closer. Security didn't say nothing. We walked on the stairs. Security didn't say nothing. We walked in the cage. Security didn't say nothing. So then we started acting like we were shadowboxing. We got like old videos of it. It was cool. But to think back then and to where I am now, it was hilarious. And it was like, yeah, we got all the way down. We saw Dana White that day, and he's taking a picture with everybody. I was like, bro, I'm getting down there. I'm gonna get a picture with him.
That is absolutely amazing. You got to release that other footage, man. That's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, well, listen, we know what's coming next, right? You're getting back to work December 7th. Main event, UFC 310, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Shavkat Rakhmonov, the boogeyman of the division, right? 18-0, 18 finishes. But, I mean, you certainly didn't shy away. Like, I love the fact that when you became champion, and I told people this, I'm like, look, even if you don't like Belal, you got to like what he's saying is champion. He's like, give me the toughest guys, give me the new guys, let's give everybody a challenge. So what was it about him? Because you said, I'll take that guy. What was it about him that you said, give me that guy?
For me, I mean, I love the challenge, right? If you're the champion, you have to fight the next best guy in line, right? I'm not going to search for the easiest fight. I think I'm the best fighter in the world. I think that when I look at myself and I look at the way I fought Leon Edwards and I beat Leon Edwards, it's like people still doubt me, right? I knew people were still gonna say this guy was gonna beat me. So for me, I'm like, all right, who's the next challenge? That's the one that's gonna wake me up. That's the one that's gonna make me push a little bit harder, right? Because you had that goal, and then once you reach that goal of all right, gold is the goal, and then I got it, and it's like you have a sense of satisfaction, but now I need to get that hunger again. What's that hunger gonna come from? It's gonna come from all right. Now this guy's undefeated. He's the one that they're all saying is gonna beat me. If it was like a Usman or somebody, well, Usman's on a 3-fight losing streak. If Belal wins, like this guy's on his way out, or it's like Kobe sucks, or somebody else. So it's like Shavkat's the one that's gonna wake me up. Shavkat's the one that's gonna put it back in my head that we're not defending the belt. We're fighting for the belt. This is not one of those things where it's like I'm just gonna sit back and sit on my couch and be like, all right, I'm the champ. I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. I'm still the challenger. I always got to keep that head. I got to keep that challenger mentality. This is a new season. The belt's on the line, and the winner goes home with it. And I'm not going to leave without it.
I love that, man. Looking for the biggest challenge. Now, I got to think you're looking for things that make you confident as well, right? I mean, here's a guy that's 6-0 in the UFC. Obviously, we talked about 18-0 career, 18 finishes. But he has not fought someone like you, right? Like you look at his record, he has not fought someone like you. And normally, I kind of hate when people say that. Like people would fight Khabib, and they're like, "Yeah, Khabib, but he's never fought me." And I'm like, "Well, that just sounds like a cop out." But realistically, we know styles make fights, right? And when I look at the styles that he's fought, he has not fought someone like you. So is that something that you're looking at? That like, yeah, he's had success, but he literally has not fought anybody that fights the way that I fight.
100%. And I say that with every fighter, right? Every guy that gets into the cage with me, it's different. There's a different pressure. There's a different movement. There's a different presence in there. And these guys will watch me and they'll say, oh, well, he's not this, and that. And then they get in the cage and they feel what it is. They felt what it is. Leon was the best striker in the world. Leon defended Kamaru Usman's takedowns. He defended Kobe's takedowns. He did this, and that. He's in his home country, and I walked through him. It was easy for me. Sean Brady's the undefeated juggernaut. He's the strongest kid in the world, and he got in the cage with me, and he wasn't strong enough. Like Wonder Boy is the best striker in the world. No, you're not. So for me, I already know what people are going to say. They're going to say this and that, but I know what I am, and I'm different from all these guys. And like you said, Shaka hasn't fought anybody like me. He hasn't fought anybody that's going to put the pressure on him. Somebody that's going to go in there fearless. A lot of these guys that go in there with him, and then there's that intimidation factor, and they'll do stuff and you're like, bro, did he just fall? Did he just fold? Did he just give up? And you're like, a lot of it I think comes from just mental weakness, and some of these guys are just intimidated by him. The guy that wasn't intimidated by him obviously was Jeff Neal, but he was just 5 pounds overweight and just out of shape and didn't have it, right? But that showed me too that Shavkat's tough too. He's not going to have a break button in him, but there's a tougher guy that's going to be in the cage with him that night. And now we got to see how he reacts to that.
I love it, man. I cannot wait for this matchup. I like it stylistically. Have you, I love what you're saying. Hey, look, I got to go kind of win the belt again, challenger mentality. Have you found it difficult at all to kind of readjust? I mean, I always think that's maybe the toughest thing to do, right? Because the rise up is, I don't want to say it's easy, but the motivation is easy, right? Because you're trying to get to a place. Once you get to that place, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, now how do I stay here? You know what I mean? Have you found that adjustment mentally difficult at all?
No, because I think I've been winning so long, right? And it's been like I haven't lost in how many years. So I always look at my next fight as my hardest fight and my toughest fight, no matter what. My next fight, whether you're fighting for the title or not, your next fight should be your Super Bowl. Because one loss could put you back so far in this game. So now this is really my Super Bowl, right? Every fight is my Super Bowl, and I don't think I've had that long time in between where I got comfortable as the champ, right? It's been 3 months and I'm back in the camp, so I'm still have that mentality. I know what it feels like to have that hunger. I know what it took me to get to the level I was at to fight Leon Edwards. So now I got to level that up even more to fight this guy, because to stay the champ, to get it again, to repeat as Super Bowl champion, you gotta go even further than you did the last one, because people are gonna expect a certain they're gonna expect a certain level that you bring to the cage that night, and now I got to make sure that I live up to that level and go surpass that level every single time, because now they're watching me, right? They have a lot more tape on me, right? They have every style I fought. I fought so many styles. Now you can go back. Oh, Shavkat kind of fights like this. Let me watch this tape of this guy against him to see how he fought this guy. But for myself, I'm always a different fighter every single night. Every single night you go in that cage, I'm bringing a different style, a different strategy, a different mindset. And I think that's what separates me from all these guys.
I love it, man. And by the way, not just champ, but champ cornerman as well, right? What was that experience like for you in the corner with Julianna Peña? Was that different for? I don't know what that feels like. I mean, to be a champ and to be in the corner of a champ. I mean, what was that like for you?
I mean, honestly, it was amazing, right? I love cornering my guys and my teammates. It's more nerve-wracking to corner than it is to fight.
Right.
So to be able to go to the Sphere and watch my boy Nacho win, and then Juliana put me in her corner, it was like an honor, because I was just there. And for her, it was 2 years off. And it was her first fight back in that long, and it was for the title. So I know how bad she wanted it and how bad she fought for it. And so to see her to come out victorious and just to be a part of it was amazing, because a lot of it just came down to her toughness. It didn't even really need corner work. It was just her pushing through it and fighting through it and figuring it out. And yeah, I'm just proud that we have a small gym in Chicago, but we got two world champions. There's no gym in the world that has two world champions right now. We got it.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, like, so I'm starting to work with the guys at the World MMA Awards, and obviously in December we've got last year's awards coming up. But as far as for next year, you got to think your team, Mike, Coach of the Year, Team of the Year. I mean, I know there's the big squads out there. I mean, you're always going to be talking about American Top Team. You're always going to be talking about AKA. You're always going to be talking about all these big shit. But come on, man. I mean, there's got to be some awards coming your guys' way too, maybe.
100%, man. I think Coach Mike is starting to get the respect that he deserves. People are starting to realize who he is. And when you look back at his resume, he has world champion Yair. He had the first title with Juliana. Now he has me, and he has Juliana again. That's a hard thing to achieve. And like I said, we're a small gym. We don't have the big money behind us, backing us, where we have a crazy facility. We don't even got showers at our gym. But we're pushing through, and he does so much for a lot of fighters that people don't even know about, that he'll bring guys in that just want to learn, and he's not asking for any money or anything from you. He's just like, give me your discipline, give me your hard work. And that's what I loved about him when the first time I met him, and his mindset as a coach, his mindset as a trainer. And it's just I'm glad that he's starting to get recognition, right? And I think the world's going to realize how good he is, and he's going to be one of the best coaches at the end of the day. And yeah, like you said, I hope they put him on that list, because he deserves it.
I love it, man. All right, so we're about 2 months out right now. Give me the plan for camp. I know you travel sometimes. You get some different looks. Obviously, you got Mike. You got the gym there. What's the plan for camp this time around?
We're gonna be in Chicago, but we're gonna bring in a couple of guys that are gonna come and train with us. We got your boy Ramiz here, fighting Mickey Gall and MSG. So he's been coming down from Texas. A great look. And then obviously Nacho is always the big part of my camp. We got Charlie Radke already in the gym training for his thing. So having guys that are in camp with me, we're all pushing each other, and we got a room full of killers of welterweights right now. So yeah, we know what we're doing. We've been studying this guy, right? It's not like one of those where, all right, let's start watching him now or this and now. And it's like, nah, I've been paying attention to every welterweight that's in the division no matter what. And right after this fight, I knew it was going to be Shavkat. I knew that's the one I wanted. So I'm watching him right after my fight. I'm looking at the next guy already every single time, and I'm paying attention, and I'm seeing the ways I want to fight him and how I'm going to fight him. And we got a good routine going already.
I love it, man. War Room Academy. Let me ask you about that. Horacio Gutierrez, what is that all about? Are you really giving away a year of your time of training? You're going to train somebody for a year? What is this about?
Yeah, we're doing a big website where we do everything like online. It's going to be basically a huge library of all of our drills, the way we teach people, and just helping people. And also, we're gonna have War Room Fitness on there too, where we give you guys like workouts that fighters do, workouts that we do to stay in shape. We have a nutrition team with us. We have a business team with us for just people that want to just learn business minded stuff. Yeah. Um, I love it. We've been working on it for so long. It's been like a year that we've been putting everything on paper, putting everything in notebooks, and now we're just putting it on video now, and we're gonna get it. And yeah, like you said, we're giving it away a year where you can talk to me daily, send me videos daily of how you're doing, how your technique's coming, or a lot of people just want to talk to you just about mindset, right? Or mindset of a champion. What are you doing? I'm feeling down right now. I got so many people that I get messages from that don't even really care about fighting, but they want to know, hey, how do you feel when you're down? Or how do you get up when you're tired or your body's hurting? Or you just, some people just depressed and they want to stay in bed and they're like, it's cloudy outside. So just like little stuff like that. Any way I could help people get a better life. It doesn't even have to be for fighters. It's just to help you be happier in life. And yeah, I'm hoping we can reach a lot of people with it.
That's awesome, man. If anybody's worthy of giving that advice, it's you. I mean, I feel like nothing was given to you. You know what I'm saying? You had to take the hard road, but you made it to the top, man. So that's a beautiful thing. So last thing I'll ask you, I mean, I guess kind of on that, like what a roller coaster 2024 it's been, right? From sitting around waiting and people wondering, like, is this dude ever going to get a shot, to winning the title, to now defending it before year's end? Obviously, you got to focus on the task at hand, but have you started to map out 2025? I mean, what does the future look like for you?
Yeah, honestly, it feels good, right? Because like I tell people, I love to fight. It's so hard to stay healthy in this game that if I'm healthy, I want to be in the cage. And people are like, "Oh, we thought you were gonna wait a year to defend, and you're gonna push it longer because it took you this long to get it." And it's like sitting on the couch doesn't get you paid. Sitting on the couch doesn't, you know, make me happy. I want to get happy by competing. I love to compete, and it's like such a small window in this game where you don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold. That I'd rather stay busy. And the hardest thing for me was that weight. I wanted to get into the cage. I wanted to fight. So yeah, I think that for myself, it's obviously the task at hand. What's next? And then for 2025, I'm trying to get on that Alex Pereira schedule. Right. If it wasn't for him, I would probably be on that Fighter of the Year ballot for the guys that I'm being and the route that I'm taking. But he still exists. But yeah, next year for myself is just like staying busy. I think after Shavkat, some of these other guys have to fight each other, right? Some of these guys have to compete, and we're gonna see more of a clearer road of what a number one contender is in the division. And I think it's gonna get the guys going more now that I'm busy. It's gonna make them want to get busier, and I think we're gonna see who's the next ones up, and I'm excited to see it.
I love it, man. Well, listen, you talk the talk, you're walking the walk, man. We love to see active champions, and you're turning around quick. So, well, I wish you the best of luck. Great time in camp. We'll see you in December in Las Vegas.
My brother, appreciate you, man.